Hey, it's Kurt again with LifterLMS. In this lesson, we're going to talk about adding basic content to your website. Now, this lesson in particular might seem a little longer because I'm going to show you how to access different areas of the edit page screen to put these elements, but we're also going to discuss the elements that we are adding, kind of a best practices view on how to add content to your page so that your readers can enjoy the content or the messaging that's coming to them. Certain things that we consistently see in web builds would be like a hero image at the top, your heading, your paragraph content, and then maybe where you embed different pictures or videos, just kind of layout practices and where things go. So I want to show you where the settings are to add those types of features. Let's just go right into our screen share and we'll go back to the home page that we made in an earlier lesson. Now, at the top, you'll see this black line that we've pointed out before, and this is your administrator's menu. And if I go over and click on Edit Page, it's going to go right into a screen that allows me to edit the content on the page. And I'll go ahead and I'll close that little dialog box there and just see what it is that we are working with. Now, if I want to see a wider representation of the work, I can go ahead and X out this menu and you'll see that responsively the page will expand. And we can see that this opens up, areas where I can add content. So if we take a look anywhere that we see this little black plus box is telling us, well, this is the next layer to add a block. And this is a good time to cover this. If we go back and open up that settings menu, and that's right here at the upper right-hand side of the screen, you'll see that we have an option to look at page or block. Remember, we're editing a page, but the page is a series of rows and blocks within those rows to hold the content. So we can look at the page or we can edit a block specifically right here on the right side of the screen. If I go ahead and X that out and I look at adding another block, let's say I click on this black box here, that's going to give me my most used elements right here in a little mini menu. So am I going to add text in a paragraph, group a bunch of blocks together in a single container? So a container is like a row or a series of blocks that are held together. Okay. So a paragraph, a group, heading. Remember, we created Ninja Forms. So we have that as one of our most used things, image or column. So those are the things that we have right now. But let's say that what I want isn't in this short list of 6 items. I can simply click on Browse All. And on the left side of my screen, a giant menu opens up with all of the different options that I can put into my website. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to add a heading. So I'm going to go ahead, click heading, and you'll see that that pops up right here. And when I want to add to that heading, I'm going to click in that field and I'm going to go ahead and paste in the heading that I've already kind of set aside for this project. If I page down and I go add again, we're going to see that I can add more to that block, or I can actually go up here to the upper left and I can click on this. They call it a document overview. Some people call it the hamburger menu. You might see that. But if we click on that, this gives us a visual representation of where these things are. So if we wanted to add something, now we could say, let's add a paragraph. So now underneath the heading, we see that I have room to type in paragraph. So I'm going to go over to my sample text that I have created for you. And I'm going to say, boom, there, and paste that in. So now that gives me an idea of I'm starting to build a page that has content. In fact, if we want to, we can preview that content by selecting right here to view the page. It'll open up in a separate tab. So now I have the edit screen, but I also have the preview screen where I can see the changes that I make in real time. In order to see those changes, we want to make the update. So there's the update, and then we'll go back and we'll refresh the screen. And now we see the content that we're starting to put into place. So if we go back to our edit page, let's say I want to add a bullet point next to some video of some kind. So let's go into, we can go here and we can click enter, and that'll open up the block for us and give us our choices here again. So what I want to do this time is I want to do one that kind of splits the screen a little bit. I'm going to show you a feature that I love. So if I type in media to do a quick search, media and text pops up. Remember, I can also click browse all and it'll go over and show me that full menu. But when I click media and text, what this gives me is media on one side and text on the other. Media can be, a photograph, a picture, something like that. So I can also look at right here as how that is styled. So this takes care of our alignment as far as the media and the text go in that row. This takes care of the vertical alignment. So where does it sit inside that container? This puts the media on the left side, and clicking this moves the media to the right side. So if I know that I have textual content that I want to put in place, I'm going to go back and I'm going to steal another piece of content off of my sample. I'll copy that. I'll go back to content. I will paste that in. Actually, let's just do one. Let's open up the media library. Let's upload a file. I'll go find one. There we go. So I added a picture of the LifterLMS logo. I can select that, and that puts that right in place. So now I've got my content and I've got a picture. If I wanted to expand that again, I'll click update to see it. I'll go take a look at it. And we see how this is coming together right now. Now let's say that I wanted to add a video. Video is hosted off of your website. So you want to have your videos hosted on like YouTube, Wistia, or Vimeo. So I'll go back to the edit screen and I will go back to this hamburger menu, and clicking on these three dots right here, I can say add before or add after. So let's add a row after. And now let's click on our plus button and start to type in YouTube. And YouTube's going to open up, and I will go over to our YouTube account and grab a YouTube video from LifterLMS. Okay. So now that we've got our YouTube URL, we'll go ahead and take that URL and plug that right in there and click embed. And so you'll see that we're adding content to our website. I'll click update again for that page. And we'll go back to our preview page and hit refresh. And you can see how we're starting to put this home page together. So now we've got our header at the top. We've got our hero image. We've got a heading. We've got titles, and we've got paragraph, images, and videos. Another thing that we can do is we can add a link to a piece of media inside our website. Now we've already got this one saved, right? So we'll click update again as a best practice. We'll go back to our menu here and see where it says media library. Right now, so far, we've only added the LifterLMS logo, but here's something that you can do. You can add a new media file. Your media file can be almost any kind of file that you want to put up. So if I was to go in and select best WordPress theme compatible, I'll pick that. It's a Word document. I'm going to open that. You'll see that load. And now when I click on that element, it gives me this URL. So let's copy this URL to the clipboard. And what we'll do is we'll go back to our website, close this. We'll go back to that page. We're going to go all pages. We're going to go to home. We're going to edit. And we were just in here doing this. And let's say, I'll say, put it in as heading. And I'll type learn more with our white paper. Oh my goodness. With our white paper. Now, what I can do is I can highlight, select link, and now I'm going to paste in that link from the media file that we had just put in. And you can see that that makes it a link. We've updated the page. We'll go back to take a look at our preview page. And we'll see here that we have been able to add that heading in with a link. So as you've just seen, we can add elements to our pages that will encourage the end user to go through the rest of the content in our website or in our project. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next lesson.